I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk to folks from the VTuber community about their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We are joined by Everest Okami. Hi.
Hello.
Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, my name is Everest Okami, but people just call me Ev or Eve. I'm a like an alpha VTuber.
I like an alpha VTuber. So,
Yeah, I have inspiration from a few things.
mm-hmm. Um, did you watch the Twilight series?
No, it's just like inspiration is from like a webtoon comic called Lumine.
Lumi. Okay, what's that all
And
about?
the other inspiration is Undertale. Lumine, it's like about a runaway werewolf boy
Mm,
who makes friends and is basically just trying to get by in life.
yeah, well, that would be a little rough. Yeah,
Yeah,
as I was my wife and my daughter and a lot of the family were big in the Twilight series, so they're
I
they
haven't watched Twilight before.
oh well, don't. um,
Don't, yeah, I've
it,
heard a lot of bad things about it.
well, it's fun enough, I guess. But how long have you
Yeah.
been streaming?
I've been streaming since about April 2 years ago.
So you've been on there for a while.
Yeah.
Well, what got you started?
Well, my older sister first started VTubing,
Hmm.
and so I look up to her a lot, so I wanted to be like her. And I was like, "Hey, sis, what software do you use?" And so she told me, and I started making my own VTuber model. And well, here I am now.
So your VTuber model now is one that you made.
Yeah, I've made a lot of changes to it, and I think it's impressive that I've gotten this far with the design.
Have you been an artist all your life?
Not all my life. I mean, as a kid, I would draw a lot of things. My mom and my dad always said that they looked so good, so I kind of just kept continuing. And here I am now trying to become an actual artist.
Well, I think you're already there. If you're at this point, the artist isn't. You don't become an artist by finishing. You become an artist by doing, and that's what it
That is
sounds like you're
true.
doing right now. So you're self-taught.
Yeah, but one thing to note is that my VTuber model is not 2D, it is 3D, so I have to work with 3D models, but
Mm,
I do draw with it.
mm. So would you rather have the 3D or the 2D?
It doesn't really matter. I was trying to save up money for a 2D model because there are so many things you can do with it that is just really impressive. But I think since I already have a 3D model, I can just go by that.
Mm. A lot of people who are out to who just listening to somebody talking about VTubing for the first time, they immediately think, well, why would if 3D has got to be automatically better than 2D? But I hear a lot of
Yeah.
people prefer 2D. Why would that be?
Well, I don't really have an answer for that, but I would assume that 3D is really difficult to work with, and 2D is kind of just more customizable in a way.
Well, that makes sense. Now, when you're on stream, what do you like to do when you're on stream?
I just play a bunch of video games. I have a capture card, so I stream on my Nintendo Switch.
So what games on the Switch are you using right now?
Currently I am streaming Pokemon Violet.
Oh, the Pokemon series. Are
Yeah,
are you not
I
doing
absolutely love Pokemon. It
you're
is my
not
favorite.
doing a Nuzlocke or anything, right?
No, I'm not doing Nuzlocke. I don't think I'm ready for Nuzlocke yet.
I was interviewing someone the other day who is doing a shiny only run through of a game.
Oh, that's so difficult, I bet.
Yeah, oh yeah, and he's still trying to catch the first one. It's been, I said, well, you can get a sponsorship, and people
Yeah.
people keep tuning in for you to try to get that first shiny. Have you played through every Pokemon game you could get a hold of?
Every Pokemon game that I could get a hold of that isn't too expensive.
Mm,
Basically, I got Pokemon X and Y. Bear with me. I'm gonna say a lot of Pokemon
no
names.
worries.
Pokemon Pearl, Pokemon X, Pokemon Shield, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Scarlet. No, sorry, not Scarlet. Pokemon Violet.
Hmm.
And I'm currently planning on getting a hold of the next new Pokemon game, which is a Pokemon X and Y remaster.
So it's just a upgrade as far as the look of the game.
Yeah, and it's gonna be different. I think there's gonna be different types of mega evolutions, if you know what that is.
Yeah, I've seen them happen. I haven't played it, but I've seen it happen. The so what interests you in Pokemon per se?
I it's a little bit stupid, but I like hanging out with I like pretending that I'm hanging out with my Pokemon. Like the petting feature that they had in Pokemon X and Y, I loved that so much. I would always try to max out my friendship with the Pokemon,
Hmm.
and I like to really immerse myself in the game and pretend like I'm really there with them. So I make bonds with them and I try to make them really strong, make them a level 100.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, people play games all the time and form attachments to the game and certain characters.
Yeah, but it's like in a role play kind of way. I think that's a little bit strange to some people.
Nah, have you seen cosplaying lately? No, I wouldn't go for
Yeah,
it.
cosplaying is
Oh,
cool.
yeah, that people won't judge you for that at all, and certainly not me. I'm
Yeah,
I'm a guy who's about ready to start my 41st Stardew Valley episode. I've
41st.
I've got
That's a
like
lot of
40
Stardew
40
episodes.
saves, and now they just did the update, so there goes another several months of my
I
life.
haven't played Stardew Valley yet.
Uh,
People keep saying, play Stardew Valley. And I'm like, give me a moment.
yeah, you still got all the Pokemon stuff left.
Yeah.
Have you seen the PAL world? They've kind of referred that to a kind of a Pokemon thing in a different way. Is that something you'd want to try, or does it just make you mad?
Uh, well, it doesn't make me mad. It's on one of my to play game list.
Hmm.
But people have spoiled me quite a bit on it, so I'm like, well, now I don't want to play it.
Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad.
Yeah.
I know there's some folks who were into Pokemon a lot that didn't like the way it came out, and borrowing sprites and that sort of thing. But
Well, my opinion is if a game is high quality, the story is good, the characters and the plot line are all good, why do you hate on it? Like it's a good game, so why?
it's easier to hate. So that's an easy answer.
Yeah, it's an easy answer, but some people are so full of hate that they just can't help but hate.
That is very, very true, and hopefully you haven't come across that yet. How is the streaming experience been for you so far?
So far, I haven't run into anybody bad. I'm hoping that I don't ever, but that's not really a possible thing to wish for.
No, it will happen eventually, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But right now, is your relationship with your followers a good one?
Yes, I actually, this is a little bit strange as well, but I like to make friends with my followers if possible.
There's nothing strange about that.
Yeah.
It's very good that you're able to interact with them in a positive way
Yeah.
and kind of be there for each other in a way.
I like making friends with my followers so that way I get to better understand them.
That's good news. That's very good. Now, as far as um, getting those followers, are you going across platforms? Are you using YouTube and Twitch at the same time?
I'm using Twitch and I'm promoting my streams with both Discord and uh Twitter, yeah.
So you are going to you're doing the marketing thing.
Yeah. I plan on switching to YouTube sometime this year, maybe June or July, because Twitch isn't really cutting it for me. They have like horrible ad revenue if you didn't know.
Yeah. Um, the algorithm is the thing, right?
Yes, algorithm is key to success.
Uh, uh, and that's tough to figure out sometimes because some people have content that doesn't seem to be doing so well, and they end up making money, and then you don't.
Yeah.
So hopefully you're able to figure it out very quickly. Even with YouTube, though, has their own type of thing. Are you going to be doing?
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, no,
I'm
no.
I'm a bit nervous to switch to YouTube because I'm already affiliate on Twitch.
Mm.
And I'm like, should I start over? Should I try to get monetized on YouTube or should I just wait?
Can you do both at the same time?
I could do both at the same time, but it would be a little bit difficult to manage.
Mm. Yeah, I see some people do it, and I'm not sure it's when you've got a trying to watch the one community and then try to watch two at the same time, that would be a little too much.
Yeah.
That would be a lot too much. What other games do you like to play? Are you strictly a Pokemon person right now?
I'm not strictly a Pokemon person. I think I'm strictly a Nintendo and general person. I tend to stick to Nintendo games because that's how I was raised.
Yeah.
Not raised, but like that's how I used to play games all the time.
So
I
what else
like
is on
The
your
Legend
list?
of Zelda
Oh, Zelda, of course.
and I like Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter. Now
Yes.
you're talking about something completely different. You hunt
Yeah.
things in Pokemon, but you're doing it to catch 'em. Monster Hunter, you ain't trying to catch 'em.
Yeah, you try to defeat the monsters in Monster Hunter.
Yeah, yeah. Catching them is not a good thing. You,
I'd say kill, but I don't know if YouTube would allow that on,
eh,
you know.
I'm not monetizing anyway, so I'm not
That's
worried
true.
about that. The so what is do you enjoy one over the other, or is it just a
I
question of doing
think
something different?
really any Pokemon game, we're still talking about games, right?
Right.
All right, I just want to make sure. Really any Pokemon game and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it's all tied.
No, so they're tied, and then you kind of do the other one as a kind of a break from the other two.
Yeah.
Well, good. Now, are you able to do any collaborations with these games?
Uh, I have Fortnite. I can do collaborations with Fortnite and Dauntless and
Mhm.
Warframe.
Have
I'm
you
a Warframe player too.
so so with those games, have you found a pretty good bunch of people you can collaborate with?
I don't really find people to collaborate with on those games. I mainly look at Twitter and try to collaborate there.
Mm. And you haven't been burnt as far as that goes, have you?
No.
All right, that's good because sometimes it looks good at the start and it just doesn't go right, and then
Yeah.
when you're on the stream, that can be a little tough. Have you been a
I
person?
usually try to make friends with the person first
Yeah,
and stay friends with them for a while, see how their personality is, see how they act. If they act okay, I'll collaborate with them.
that's a good attitude to have, and it keeps you out of trouble for the most part, as far as
Yeah.
that goes. Have you been a person who's kind of wanted to be an entertainer?
Not not all my life, but like recently, like since 2 years ago, I was like, hey, I kind of wanna do this, see if I can entertain people, become somebody who you can look up to, things like that.
Mm. And so you weren't someone who rushed up to the stage to grab the microphone when you were in school?
No, no, I was the opposite. I was very, very shy, and when I was in school, I had like a shell formed around me, like I didn't want to talk to anybody or do anything.
Mm. So has this kind of helped you, for lack of a better term, blossom socially?
A little bit. I'm still really shy. I don't really know what to do or say when I'm streaming.
Mm.
So I kind of just say things, and then if my viewers approve, I'm like, that's fun.
Well, after 2 years now, I mean, you need I imagine you're pretty comfortable, more comfortable than you're letting on.
Yeah, I'm probably a little more comfortable than I think.
You know.
But I still gotta be careful what I do and what I say because you can get canceled if you know what that means pretty easily.
Yes, I do. I do, and I know that from back in the old radio days. If you say something wrong,
Oh no.
it's over in a hurry. And
Yeah, you gotta be careful
you,
these
you
days.
have to be very careful with that. The so you're looking forward to the new Pokemon eventually coming out. Are there any other games that you're looking forward to?
Uh, I don't really know what would be coming out game-wise. I don't really keep up to date with the game things.
Mm-hmm. Now, are there other games you'd like to try?
Uh, yeah, like Lethal Company. I see
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people playing that and being like, "This is a fun game," and I'm like, "I want to play that fun game."
It sounds like I've watched people play up to 10 people on that thing, and
Oh my gosh.
yeah, and I don't see anybody getting anything done. It just sounds like a party from start to finish. But
I like to play horror games like Lethal Company, but I'm such a scaredy cat that I kind of just when I know that a scary situation is about to happen in the game, I just shut down. I don't want to continue. I get so scared.
just pause. But
Yeah,
14,
just pause the game.
14 minutes of you just pausing. Well, that's when you talk to the folks, folks talk to the followers.
Yeah.
But the jump scares, I imagine, would be even worse.
Oh God. I live with my family still,
Hmm.
and I don't think they would enjoy it very much if I screamed.
Let out a yell at 2 o'clock in the morning. That probably wouldn't
Oh
wouldn't make you
God.
very popular.
Everest, go back to sleep. You're being too loud.
Pounding on the walls, boom, 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 boom. That just give you even more of a jump scare. That would be even worse. And, and
Exactly.
so, right now, are you satisfied with what you've been able to do with your channel?
Quite satisfied, I'd say, but
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much more that I could ever possibly do.
Hmm. As far as the art part goes, is that something you want to continue doing?
Yes, I'd like to learn how to draw. Currently, I'm only able to draw like shoulders up because I haven't learned anatomy very well, so I can't draw hands or feet or legs or anything like that.
Yeah, I hear that the hands are maybe the toughest of that.
My sister, she's an artist too, so she was just like, one day, Everest, look at your own hands, use that as a reference. And I'm like, no,
Yeah, I don't think that necessarily helps.
it doesn't.
'Cause it just, even when you see some of the old master painters, they some of them tried to hide hands so they wouldn't even have to paint them.
I've noticed that.
When you look at
Like, you're a professional and you know how to draw, you know how to paint, but you don't at the same time.
but they know how to hide their flaws.
They do.
Sometimes that's all you can do to get by.
Yeah.
But as far as you're drawing on your well, you're doing art online, aren't you?
Yes, I
So
do digital art.
what program do you use?
I draw on my phone. It's an application called Ibis Paint X. It's pretty popular.
Hmm. And does it allow for sketching first and then filling in later, or what
Yeah,
does it do?
you can use multiple layers, as many as you want, as long as the storage size isn't too big, because then it just crashes on you.
Mm.
I learned recently that they added an animation feature, and you can animate on that app now.
Oh, so are you going to give it a try?
Probably someday.
Well, it's got to be. It's probably like you can move them in motion probably a little easier than the old days of drawing one cell at a time animation.
Oh God, yeah, definitely, definitely way easier nowadays.
I know what people today who are animation artists even know what that meant, but that was a lot of work. I mean, not like it's not a lot of work now, but still, these folks would go constantly on this. And you look at the old Walt Disney movies and imagine how long it took them to take it.
Yeah, some app drawing programs allow you to copy one frame to the next frame and draw over that.
Hmm. Yeah, that's something they couldn't really do back then.
I can imagine not,
And
because
erasing
technology back then
and,
wasn't really as good as it is now, definitely.
and imagine trying to erase a mistake. Oh,
You'd have to redo the
eh,
entire thing.
oh no, no, no. The I have no ability artistically whatsoever. Never have. It's just not something that's going to happen. But I certainly uh, take my hat off to those who can. And someone like yourself who wants to continue to learn and become more of an artist, that's really something. Plus, showing it to people. Was
Yeah.
was
I
that
have a
some?
little tip that might help
Yeah.
with learning how to draw if you'd ever want to start.
Okay. What's that?
Don't think of it as drawing. Think of it as just creating random shapes like triangles, squares, circles, and kind of just joining them together, and then you get a whatever you want to draw.
Hmm. When I do that, it tends to set the page on fire. But I'm
That might be true.
the same way I do cooking, burning water and that type of stuff. So,
You
uh,
can burn water?
if you try hard enough, you certainly can.
I
But
did
my
not know that it could happen.
my wife and my stepdaughter are the artists in the family. That I hand it over to them. So here's my vision, and they do something better. That showing it to people is a different story.
Yeah.
Um, Was that something that you were able to do easily, or did it take a little while to get over that hump?
It's something I've always been able to do pretty easily. I'm just like, hey, I do something. You want to approve it?
Wow, that's cool because again, this is the equivalent of stepping out on the stage and singing to me. You
Yeah.
really put your neck out for something like that, and you can get stung very quickly.
Yeah, some people are so quick to judge. They see one little flaw in your drawing
Hmm.
and they're like, "Oh, you messed up. I don't like it anymore."
Oh, no, that's the thing with with art, with literature, with music. Any of that stuff is so in the eye of the beholder that
And that's when we go back to people are so full of hate.
yeah, that's true. Or jealousy too. Uh,
Jealousy too, yeah.
yeah, it's for me it's jealousy. I'm just jealous all the time.
I think being jealous is just a natural human feeling. It's
Yeah,
not really too bad.
yeah. Well, uh, have you got plans to in the future become a commissioned artist?
I'm trying, but people aren't really doing what I want when I say, "Hey, I have commissions open. They're at a really low price." And they're just like ignoring me, so I just set it back down to, "Hey, I'm doing free commissions."
Hmm. Well, you got to get them in first.
Yeah.
Get them into the tent first, and then sell them on the product.
I do this thing where if you're a really close friend of mine, I'll actually draw or give you a 3D model for free. So,
Well, I mean, sooner or later someone's going to catch that, and it's going to be, especially if you're doing it online on the stream.
yeah.
Someone will say, "Yeah, that's really good. I'd like you to do this for me. I'll
And
give you
that's
X
where
amount."
I put my foot down and I'm like, "No, no, siree, you gotta be a friend of mine, a
Well,
really close friend."
yeah, but if they say, "I'll pay you for it,"
Hmm, I'd be a little bit skeptical, maybe.
well, if it was me, I would be skeptical too, asking you to do
Yeah.
it. I wouldn't trust me to throw.
Just,
Couldn't throw myself. But,
just, hey, can you do this for me for free?
oh
Oh,
yeah,
you want? What if I throw in a little bit of money for you? That's a little suspicious.
yeah, that's a lot of suspicious. But
Yeah.
I think that's something that you continue to expand as an artist and continue to put everything out there on your channel and other platforms that sooner or later it's going to come. It's going to be the experience you're looking for.
Yeah, eventually.
Hmm. So as far as the possible switch over to a YouTube channel, have you got a date in mind for that, or are you still considering?
I think I'm still considering a little bit, but I was thinking maybe the 1st of July would
Mhm.
be good.
Mhm. Not the 4th of July. Then you can have the whole independence thing going.
Yeah,
I mean, my independence from Twitch. I'm going over to YouTube.
I like the little Independence Day joke.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you, and
A pleasure talking to you too.
I really hope everything comes through with the art side because I get this feeling that it's really a big part of what you want to do, um,
Thank you so much.
and the gaming and everything. And I think sooner or later you're gonna wind up where you want to be as far as that goes. I think it's
Yeah.
inevitable. Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.